Good morning. Today we're going to talk about phantom battery drain. It's a new movie coming out. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so in our trucks, we've noticed that if we let them sit without running them for more than a few days, maybe like a week sometimes or two, then they won't start because something is on in the truck. And it works like this. Okay, in the trucks, we got batteries. Ours is 24 volts, so it's 2 batteries. And then this is a symbol for an earth ground. Really, we should be using the symbol chassis ground, right? But nobody uses that anymore. So just so that we keep this consistent with general other drawings that we might make for electrical diagrams, we'll just make that. So that's the ground, right? Which means in this case connected to the body of the truck. And then, or the frame of the truck, body of the truck. This is the battery, and then this goes to various things. So one of them is, say, a smart box. Smart box, right? There's a couple other things. Okay, so again, we got this battery going to these different devices. Smart box, device 2, and then just however many different devices that connect to the battery so the truck can operate. And then, of course, this is the positive voltage, right? So in this case, plus minus 24 volts. All right, and then so on the other side of each one of these devices is the body of the truck, which we're calling ground. Right? So there's another thing that happens in here too that keeps these things from running when the truck's off. That other thing is the ignition switch. Now, it's a little more complicated than just a switch like this because there's an accessory position, an off position, an on position, and then a start function. Function of the switch, basically, position. But this gets the basics of it. So we have an ignition switch, comes off the battery, and it goes to each one of these devices. We're going to jump over those wires. Come in there. And so the way it works is these devices have a lot of power from the battery, however much, direct connection, so they can have as much power as they need. And then, but they're not going to be on unless the ignition switch is on. That way, if your key's in the off position of the truck, ideally, your battery doesn't die. Now, the way that works is this is the V, what we call V plus, which is straight over here from the battery. And then this is what we're going to call on, which is coming from the ignition switch, right? So this goes into a relay. So the power goes to a normally open switch, right? And then through, whatever this device is actually doing, and then after that to the ground, right? And then this on signal comes into, it could be a coil, could be an infrared device, but a lot of times I just draw it like this. And then it also, straight through that, goes to the ground terminal there. And then you draw a little line here to indicate that when this signal goes high, current flows through here some amount, and by some internal mechanism of this relay, it pulls the switch closed. Now the device is on, right? So the reason why I just tripped over a music stand. All right, so the reason why our trucks are losing battery is because some of these relays, at least one of them, and one of the multiple devices that are on the truck is stuck on. It's, our youngest Humvee is 2007, so we're all getting 15, 20 years old on these devices, and one of these relays is out. So there's one way to figure that out, and that's to determine, so there's a way to figure out the drain, but someone else has done a better job of that. I can't remember who it was. But if you search for Humvee phantom battery drain, they've got a good video on how to figure that out. If you want to know and you can't find it, leave me a comment. I'll find it again. I've subscribed to their channel, and then I'll post it. But, so what are we going to do? Because what we can do, well, I guess I'll just tell you. What you can do is we can put a meter on here, right? Since might as well not leave it out. Specifically for Humvees, there's a good video on it. But in general, you put a meter on here, right? And when the switch is open, and you measure how much current is coming out of there, right? So let's say normal is say like, well, there's a very small amount of current that can run in your truck. with that'll let you start it 2-3 months later. But I forgot how much. Again, that other video really shows it. But we'll call this normal amount of amps. Well, let's call it, all right. Normal amount of amps equals to something like 0.003 amps or something, and that the batteries in those things are big. And then there's phantom amps. Right, I'm going to call that P sub A. Right, and I'm just going to put an equal sign there. So whatever that phantom amps is, you just hook up the meter like normal, and then you measure this P sub A. By the way, that's P subscript A, so phantom underscore amps. Or another way, we can just make two variables equal the same thing, is amps sub P for phantom. Or phantom menace, or whatever you want to put on there, right? And then what you do is you start taking these things off, right? One at a time. Disconnect this one. Does that change? If that changes to like way lower, then this is the device where the relay is stuck. If not, put it back on. Measure that again. Same value? Okay. Take this one off. Does that change to almost zero? Okay, that's it. Then this is right. That's how we would do it, and that may be how we're going to do it in the future. But we're going to do something a little bit differently just to avoid all the mess. Even though it's probably not that much of a mess, because like I said, that other channel did a good job of this for Humvees. What we're going to do instead is kind of a fun engineering project: is build an anti-phantom module, and we're going to put that right after the battery. Yeah, just like right after the battery. And then we're also going to connect the same terminal off the ignition switch that turns everything on to this anti-phantom module. So we just have one master relay. Now, a couple ways to do it. I was looking at 600 amp relays because the cold cranking amp capacity of those batteries is supposed to be 600 amps. Honestly, when the truck's running, there's not that much current going through the battery. The generator's providing most things. So the 600 amp relays are kind of expensive. So I decided, hey, I've got a degree in electrical engineering. Let's do something electronic. We're going to use NMOS transistors. Now these little devices are super cool. They're all over the place. And without getting too far down into the specifics, although they really are cool, this is an NMOS. N-channel MOSFET. NMOS. Okay, this is a 3-terminal device. This is called the gate, put for G. This is called the drain, put for D. This is called the source because it's going to drain power. The power comes in through the drain based on the condition of the gate voltage. It'll come out the source, right? And so basically, if this thing, this acts like a variable resistor. Okay, so if this is at 0 or at ground, and this is at ground, I guess, which is not how we would do it, then there's no channel in here. But when we start adding positive voltage to this gate with respect to the source, then we put a channel inside this semiconductor material, and it will allow current to flow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this battery right here. Right, and it's going down here to ground, and it's got a cable, big cable, right, and it's and connected right here to the battery terminal. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to break that. Okay, we're going to go from this, and here's like the rest of the cable. I don't know why I'm drawing it so big, and it goes to the truck. What's called to the truck down there, truck. Okay. So we're going to break that. We're going to take the battery. We're going to go over here to the drain on this NMOS. And then from the source on the NMOS, we're going to come back up to this battery that goes down to the truck. Right? And then without drawing it, there's we know the ignition switch over here. Which, okay, fine. It goes all the way over here. Right, it's going to tie up to the gate, and so that way, when we turn the truck on, or we turn the truck to accessory. Then this semiconductor device in MOSFET will allow current to flow. And then all these devices, whether they're stuck or not, now they're on, whereas previously they were off, but maybe they were stuck on, right? Now, this is kind of dangerous because these cables, like I said, I don't know if it's dangerous or not. It's scary to me. These cables coming off the battery are really big. And these like devices we're going to use are literally probably smaller than this. So, but they are, the ones I ordered are rated 110 amps each, right? And we said we needed 600 amps. I'm going to go, I just bought 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10 of these and put them together. I'm not really drawing this very good. That'll be another video. So we're going to take 10 of these transistors that can carry 110 amps. We're going to put them all in series, wire them like this, and that's going to become our anti-phantom module. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, we're actually going to do that and show you. All right, and then hopefully, one more thing, sorry. The hope is that these things don't get hot and catch on fire when the truck's running. So we'll find out. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.